discussed a certain method of planning out and writing paragraphs when we want to use the paragraph to change someone's thoughts on something, right? Either we're giving them information, we're trying to persuade them to think about the thing differently. Our paragraphs with our ideas, so not the introduction, not the conclusion, but the ones in the middle, the ones that might be in the body. We try to organize them in a particular way, right? And the way that we do that is we first state the point clearly and upfront in the paragraph. It's the first sentence, the main idea. The next thing we do is we tell people why we think this. We give them the evidence. And the evidence could be an example. It could be a detail, it could be statistics, it could be reasons, it could be an expert's opinion, right? Now we recognize that things like statistics and expert's opinion can only come with research. Like you have to be on the internet, you have to look and you have to find the source, and the source is not Google. Google is a search engine, right? The source is a person, or the source is a company, or the source is a magazine or a newspaper, right? So we do our research at home and we keep those ideas in a notebook or in our heads, or we save it on our phone or device, right? And we have essays to write, we use them. All right? So that's our evidence. After we've stated our evidence, we have to explain how it supports the main idea or the point. It's not a given. I can't just throw something in front of you and expect you to know what to do with it. If I put a cookie in front of you, what do you do with it? Do we just all automatically eat it? No, we check to see if we're allergic to it. We want to know where the cookie came from. We want to know why you're giving this to us. Is it supposed to go to somebody else? Right? You have to tell people what to do with the information you've given them. So you have to explain it. Right? We explain how it supports the main idea or the main point that we raised. And then lastly in the paragraph, we put in a sentence that will connect everything together. It will connect it back to the main point, or it will connect it back to the overall topic. If it's really inspired, it will do both. Yes? So if we look back at our example, we have frogs are affordable pets. Frogs cost less to buy and keep. They need simple food and a basic habitat. They're inexpensive and don't require costly food or equipment. They are budget-friendly pets. For these reasons, frogs are an affordable choice for anyone looking for a pet, right? There is one thing that I do want to clarify the poster, right? Which I didn't realize was there until class started. And we were discussing it, and that has to do with the bottom part of the poster. Where it says the link, you could link it back to the topic or look ahead to the next idea. So we are not looking ahead to the next idea. That would lead to overwhelm and confusion for the reader, right? We're only linking back to what came before, right? Okay, so I'm gonna clear this away now. Last 10 seconds if you need to take a screenshot. All right. Now, if you still feel like you have no idea what peel is, and if you're still telling me you can't see what is on the poster, then that means that you joined class late, or perhaps we didn't have your full focus. So you need to go back to the recording, right? Because everything that's on the poster, we have written over on the sides for everybody to see, right? All right, let's go back to we had two pictures that we didn't get to find the differences between, didn't we? Here it is. Right. We're looking at both pictures, see what differences you could spot.
Recording stopped.
I think there's like 20 differences. So I will open the Zoom chat just now for you all to tell me. But try and put your message with more than one thing together, right? Right. So if you could see the difference or any different differences, you could put them together and send them. Okay. All right. So let's see what y'all have told me. You told me the roof, right? What else have you told me? The windmill is different. The cloud is different. This part of the barn is different. The apples on the tree are different. Anything with the hills? The hills look the same. The grass looks the same. Grass doesn't look as green, but all right. The chicken, right? Chicken is brown over here and white over here. Still two chicks. Pig. The pig has mud on its body over here, but not over here. In the horse has a different coloring. The cow, right? The cow's bell is different. Um, the band on the farmer's hat is different. Yeah. This haystack is not there on the next one end. Oh, the ducklings, right? And the duck, oh, the duck too, right? And the flower, there's no flower. No lily pads. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There may be 5 more, but I don't know where they are. So I couldn't tell you. If we don't find them together, I couldn't tell you. The farmer's clothes. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Okay. Anything on the tractor different? This looks a little different. This piece of the tractor. The fence has a different screw, does it? Yeah. Yeah. All right. The rocks in the pond are different. I feel that's 20 now, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 19, and 19. We have one more. The 2 windows at the bottom of the farmhouse. Okay, yeah. These 2. All right, that's 20. All right, y'all did good. Y'all did well. All right, let's see. Okay, so initially we were supposed to go through peel piece by piece, but we did it all together. Let's do one more thing. One more fun activity before we go to the last activity. We have a little bubble screen here. Let's see how many 4 letters and half words we could come up with. Yes, I know the Zoom chat is off. I'm just trying to sort out the messages from before, and then we will continue. Now, it doesn't sound like a hard thing to organize paragraphs, huh? But it is. When you sit down to do it, you realize that, because a lot of people tend to think writing is just what comes to your head and you just put that on the page. So if you feel inspired, great. But if you don't feel inspired, well, I just don't have a lot to say. However, it doesn't work that way. Alrighty. Zoom chat is on now, so y'all could send your answers. I'm gonna call out some of what y'all see, right? Sitcom, Anthem, those are the two most impressive ones I think people found, right? Um, Giant, Sonic, Horse. Um, Someone is saying silicone, but I'm only seeing one eye. Definitely cone, right? Heat, mead, head, made, yes. Team, lime, game, wheat, okay. Draw, rare, okay. Dog, D-A-W-G is not a word that counts. Yeah, there are, okay, so there are a lot of three-letter words too, like dog, rug, son, okay. Disco, that's a cool one. Halt, wrath, yeah. Delta, water. Meat, okay, I think I said that already. Some, ice, sour. Nail, notice, there's note, oh, notice is impressive. Notice. Mine, okay. Line, lane, steam, drum, drown, down, hit. Okay, yeah, all right. All right, let's go to our last sort of activity we have to do. No, I have a lot of chat messages in Zoom because we just did a fun activity. So it will take me a while if you send a message to respond, right? Actually, before we go to the last activity, which will be this, right? Let me just go over some of the things I went over the starter class, which was here, right? So first, I'm going to send you the link to get recordings, right? And if we look at the link, this is the link here now. You will see this is where the recording link for English will go. And we have the first homework assignment is complete notes. So if you click on that link, it will take you to the PowerPoint, right? And then we have practice appeal quiz. And this is for you to write in your notebook. We'll go through it at the start of class next week. And it just has 10 questions based on what we just did. Multiple choice questions, right? Get your answers first and then check them against the answer key at the end, right? That makes sense. Otherwise, what is the point? You have my contact number in case you need to message. And these are the broad topics for the July, August, right? And I get the class is really designed for forms 1 to 3 students, but sometimes even as older students, we need to review basics. So anybody who wants to come and gets value from it is welcome, right? If your essay mark is not where you want it to be, your letter mark is not where you want it to be, chances are is because the paragraph, something is going wrong with your paragraphs. All right, guys. Let's look at this. So I'm only going to put, because you're going to ask me what to write. Let's do the first one. So yes, we're writing on this slide. We're starting with all children should do household chores because it teaches responsibility. The next thing we have to put is evidence. Can anyone think of a piece of evidence to support this? What would be a piece of evidence to support this? Now, y'all are all welcome to send your evidence. I will not be able to get to all of them quickly, right? But you can send it, and from among the first ones I'm able to check that we could use, we will use it, right? So think about it. What is some evidence? Can you give examples of chores that teach responsibility? And what's the responsibility is cheating? It's teaching, sorry. Okay, it's our duty. So no problem, right? So it teaches us that we have things we have to do because it's our duty. Not because we want to, but because it's a duty. Right? Right. So washing clothes is an example of a chore, but we have to explain so cleaning and washing clothes, okay, makes you independent, right? That is also a piece of evidence we could use. Right. Now, guys, the task at hand is not send me examples of chores that you know. It's send me a sentence that gives us evidence to support all children should learn household chores because it teaches you responsibility. Okay, cleaning your room because it teaches you to be clean. All right. So we cannot stop at saying washing clothes, mopping the floor. Was another one, cleaning your room, right? That can't be that's not a whole sentence, that's not enough for a sentence. We have to say what's about it, right? So washing clothes, mopping the floor, cleaning a room are all activities, because that's what they are. I mean, we could say things, but activities is a nicer word, right? That teach children about duties, right? Or that teach children that they have a duty, but it's more than one thing, so we need duties, right? All right. Think about, so yes, we are writing for this one, right? You have your point, you have your evidence. How are we going to explain how this connects back to the point? Take a moment and think about it. All right, so if I look in the YouTube chat, I could see making your bed up when you wake up in the morning helps you to practice being more organized. Good, you're learning responsibility. That's a support, right? Um, okay, help in the kitchen teaches you how to make simple meals. It teaches you to mature. It helps you learn to mature. It teaches you patience, right? Okay. All right. So yes, that's true. And we have to make sure that we're saying this is a form of responsibility, right? It's teaching life lessons. Okay. So what is responsibility really? Doing things without people telling you, doing the right thing, even if nobody is there to see you do it. Doing the right thing because you know it's the right thing. Yes, so we could say as the explanation, these chores teach children or teach, is it children? The question said yes. Um, to be responsible and do the right things, even with when they don't want to, right? And without being told. That's my dream for my older child. Like, please do the right thing without me telling you. Please, please pick up the thing you knocked down. Please put it where it's supposed to go. Okay, yes, this is a good explanation too from Amico, right? Cleaning up after yourself teaches you to be responsible and independent. I think you could use the word independent, yeah. All right, so I'm giving you a moment to get up to this point, and then we're gonna do the link back to the overall topic, right?
Recording in progress.
Yes, guys, you could start writing, and this is what you're writing, right? All right, so we use it together. We are writing a appeal paragraph. We add as our main idea. Our main idea is that children should do household chores because it teaches responsibility. And we supported it with examples of types of chores. So washing clothes, mopping the floor, cleaning a room. They're all activities to teach about duty, right? They teach children to do responsible things, to do the right thing, even when nobody is there to see it. Now, there are other things you could say. You could talk about how they feel when they do it. They develop a sense of pride. They learn right from wrong. All of these things, right? It doesn't just have to be they learn to do things without being told. Right, teaches them how to do things on their own, yes. All right, so the last thing we have to put in is a linking sentence. And to do that, we have to say something that connects these examples back to the bigger topic. All right, it helps them do things for the future. So the main point was a teacher's responsibility. So we need to say something like, by completing chores, children learn or children become mature. Right? And learn to be independent. Somebody said independence. A few people said independence, and we haven't used that word yet, right? All right. So I could make this bigger now. Right. So what we're taking on is this other example of a paragraph developed using Peel, right? Let me just put note this. Sorry. Right. Okay. If you have questions, you could ask them. I'm gonna turn back on the chats shortly. Excuse me, right? So you can remain to ask those. I do have to clear up some messages, or I will not be able to get to the new messages as they come in, right? Um, I've already shown you what the homework is and send the link for how to get the recording and the homework. I will show you again in a little while, but I'm giving people time to take this down, right? So if you do have questions you want answered, you could remain and I'll give you a chance to ask them. But the last thing we're doing is noting this example of a Peel paragraph, right? All right. So once you are done with the example, if you have no questions and you know everything you're supposed to do, you all are free to log off and I will see you all. Some of you I might see Saturday and the rest of you I might see on next week, right? Please review what we did, try the homework, try the quiz. It's not hard, I promise. Right, I'm gonna turn back on the chats in about 2 minutes. For those of us who remain, if we have questions, we could ask them. please no goodbye messages because it takes a really long time to get to the recent messages, right? Thank you all for coming. I hope we did something useful and you had some fun at some point. All right, again, if you have questions, just hold on for 2 minutes. Let's let the bulk of everybody leave. And then you'll be able to ask them. All right, YouTube channel is back on. If somebody has a question, they can ask it. I want to move away from this slide in a moment and just go back to the first slide briefly. Right, I'm gonna give 1 more minute here and then move back. Zoom users, if you'll have a question, you could ask it. You mean the flyer with the timetable, Michaela? I don't have that handy on the laptop, but if you go to the channel, whoever signed you up, whoever got the message, wherever you got the link to a class, you should also have seen the link to the flyer. When you go to the link to the page for the recordings, you will also see the links to the homework, right? Yes, I can show the homework again, just I need a half a minute again. I told people we would move in a minute, right? You'll need to look at the timetable instead of asking me what time is class because I don't know what classes you wanted to take, right? All right, so I'm moving away from this slide. All right, so to get the homework, you have to go to the page with the recordings, which is here, right? I've put it in the Zoom chat. I can't put it in the YouTube chat right now. I don't know if I'm allowed to. I think Sir might put the link to the recording below later on when he posts it. And so then when you go there, you'll see the homework next to it, right? Complete notes if you didn't complete them and practice the peel quiz. So when you click on that link for the peel quiz, you'll get it. You put it in your notebooks and there are answers to check afterwards, right?